Granny!
Hi!
Granny!
My booze.
I got my booze.
Well,
I got my booze. Hi, kitties.
hi, how are you, Granny?
Oh,
So good to see you.
Oh,
ah,
your teeth in?
yeah, they're kind of rotten, but they're there.
You have tea.
You see. I remember your grandparents.
Listen.
We need to know, basically, where Uncle Rasputin buried his family jewels. Elsie said that they're on her.
I will.
You do?
I remember when the Washington and Rasputin families first arrived in America.
You okay?
When was
It
that?
was long before Columbus or the Mayflower. In fact, they founded the Mayflower Storage and Moving Warehouse Incorporated. Anyway, they all came here from a small kingdom off of Saint-Tropez, a small island kingdom, replete with savages and purple people. Anyway, the Rasputin landed and they screwed the Washingtons
Yeah?
and founded this country and snatched it away from the Indians, who just spent most of their time playing cowboys and Indians anyhow and never did anything serious like mine for brass or build apartment houses that were too expensive for people to live in. Anyway, after trotting down the Indians, we built New York and California and everything in between. We were just simple folk. Your old granddaddy, when he died,
Oh,
He
that's
said-
beautiful.
he died like this. You know, people die.
Like this.
And that was your husband you're
Just
talking
fell off the bed.
Uh-huh.
You know, fell off like that.
And what is the secret?
And he said, Rosebud. Rosebud. It was the name of a sled that your great-grandfather used to go up and down on this side. He really fell in love with that sled.
Yeah, I
He
can
kept going
see.
up and down, and he'd yell as he's doing going up and down the hill. And he'd yell, "I'm coming! I'm coming! I'm
Yeah,
coming!"
that's-
And the whole family would just run. You know, we'd run because the
watch.
snow was going to melt and everything. You never know.
Right.
But he'd yell, "I'm coming! I'm coming!" Of course, he did leave us CBGBs.
No way.
He did. Wasn't it the greatest?
Yeah, well,
CBGB?
Columbia Records has offered us $400 million. For
Why? We're not going to sell.
I want to know. I want to know.
so greedy.
Granny, you didn't tell us about the CBGBs.
I make more as a rock star. I don't know what I want the $400 million. It'll ruin my taxis.
Well, I want the $4 million.
When were you last at CBGB's, Grandma?
Well, I was there with the Crams.
Crabs.
Oh, Grandma, your
My
about your
favorite
hair.
group, the
hair's
Crams.
falling out.
And they have this marvelous director called Lux Interior,
Uh-huh.
my favorite punk rock group.
Doesn't he look
Tinkerbelle,
great?
can I have a cigarette?
Yes, Lux Interior is really number one.
Was that the night when they got you up on stage?
I think there's anything in here.
That was a night Lux and some members of the audience raped me.
That was the blowjob.
Pulverized cocaine.
Oh no, the blowjob! No,
that's
that was a very conservative string quartet.
Remember
Now
the
that was a rare shell that came from off your great grandfather, Mercedes Kubaluba. He came out of the ocean, and this is his shell.
And
It's gorgeous. I love it.
we have a skull that came off great grandmother Sebastian Rasputin's head, and we use it for a bowl. Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember that skull.
Sebastian Rasputin. Make it with him.
You didn't.
No. Oh, that's the maid who made it. I didn't make it. You know, the maid and I have been so close for all these years. You know, her electric dildo wore out before mine. So really, she's the one who loves me most. I
The
don't-
maid?
Yeah.
I suspected
She loves
that.
me more than
I
I
thought so.
When she said she was one
She
of
keeps
the
saying, I love her more than she loves me.
Yeah,
She loves me more than I love her. Her dildo wore out first. Mine's still going strong. with the same Ever-Ready batteries.
Wow.
If Ever-Ready's watching, you know Ever-Ready batteries. You're good for dildos. You're good for those electric swivel sticks that people use to massage themselves. Massage themselves.
The
Are you
neck,
kidding?
right?
This country went beyond massage 15 years ago.
Very healthy.
Massage. You know, no, really, actually, it's very innocent. We went from external massage to internal massage.
Which is the Chinese way, isn't it? Oh no, that's
No, the
acupuncture.
the Chinese, believe me, are still doing external massage.
Yeah.
Yes. Should I go into detail why?
Yes, please, because
Probably because they can't get that far in. And that's the truth, even though I like them very much. But it happens. It's a rule of nature. It's in the history, in the logarithm book. That when a country gets very overcrowded, the ding-dongs get smaller.
Oh yeah, it's nature's
Look
way
at
of
India.
taking care of everything.
Look at India. I looked at India. Took me 400 million days, but I looked over the whole India. And there's
Anything happens
nothing
then?
there. Well, the six have big pricks. I mean,
Who is the biggest?
the six who carry big sticks have big pricks.
Ah, I didn't know that. Okay.
The sticks?
The six, up in northern India.
Sioux.
Are they still there?
They're mining brass.
But
You know, of course, as rich as since our family's rich, naturally, most of them are queer. I mean, that's the law of nature.
Well, here's the family painting, leaving Egypt.
Now, here's where the Rasputins made peace with the Washingtons. And I think they got it together in this little house in the Club Mediterranean near Saint-Tropez, previous to year 815.
Oh,
Oh, that's all right, honey.
you sure?
Yeah, we'll get the maid in here.
Okay.
And they met in this motel room of Club Mediterranean outside Saint-Tropez in about 742. That's where they get Columbus discovered America in 1642. Who, you know, that's a bunch of Spanish bull. Anyway, Columbus didn't. They lived together in this motel, this man and this man. Or, you know, it was the first pure conception between man and man. They say Jesus was born not of woman. Well, neither was this kid. This kid, one of these two, we don't know which, gave birth to our great Washington Rasputin. Then they all decided to take a trip. And they got on their cows and their mules, and they rode across the ocean. Well, at that time, Atlantis hadn't sunk. So there was this whole stretch of land from Saint-Tropez to New York City, you know. And here they're arriving in New York, and the city consul's greeting them. Of course, they were all Indians, city consul. And they bring them tobacco leaves from Mexico. It's called Mexican gold. They brought them Mexican gold to roll up and smoke. Then they formed their own Club Mediterranean. You notice that the cabins are more cabins now. The family fortune is growing. And these are some of the tourists playing around with each other. He's bending down, pretending he's plowing. And he's pretending he's bringing him something. And finally, they're just knee deep. This is money they're plowing here. This is not. They've given. You know, they've made so much from brass and tourist clubs and stuff that they're just plowing money. I don't know why they just because the money. They have a theory that money will grow if you keep it, if you do a big turnover. So they plow money.
It's the trees, excuse me. Granny, you know, through the trees that the money grew on. And then there's Sitting Bull Lockhorn over in the corner that you forgot to mention.
Here?
Yes.
Sitting Bull Lockhorn. But he decided he didn't want any of the family treasure. So he went out and had a baby by Amos Filigree. And they put the baby in the little bulrushes. And this dog, Pepper von Schnuckelcrips, found the baby and
ate it.
And no, this was the uncle who didn't agree with us, you know. And we locked him in a room and closed the walls. You know, we have a room with the walls closed.
Several rooms.
It's called the argument room. If you argue, we put you in the walls closing rooms. He was in there for 6 weeks. And he doesn't regret a minute of it. He's got a smile on his face. This is Albert Schweitzer at the organ, playing for Sister Fanny's wedding in Africa, Congo, in the Congo. This is Pablo Picasso, who used to do the gardening. He was our gardener. And we used to let him have pencil and paper to draw on, you know. But because he had no talent, but we thought, let him draw for his hour off every day. And here is Gwendolyn Fairfax Rasputin Morgan. She got away with a lot of money. And here the camera has caught her running away with her loot. And holding on to it, too. She's, you know, we've never found her. She made one movie called Beyond the Forest. Or in a couple of others, too. In fact, she changed her name to Bette Davis, but I've never seen any of those movies, and I doubt if they were ever made, or if there ever was a person called Bette Davis.
Oh, there was a person.
I tell you, just give me the letter, and I'll show you. I'll prove you there's no Bette Davis. Give me the letter.
Grandma, there was a Betty Davis, though.
There was a Betty Davis?
Yeah, it's a fact.
Well, anyway, maybe she did all right after all. I never thought she was any good.
Well, she did very well.
She put lips. She didn't know where to put the lipstick. She put it here. She put it there.
Maybe that's the secret to her success.
And then she said, "I got to make this train." Trains weren't even invented then. You know, she said she's got to get to the train to get to Chicago. Neither Chicago or trains had ever been heard of. You know, real nut. Anyway, then
we don't want to know from nuts.
Then we go on to the Saint-Tropez, and this huge thing in the middle is what was left of Granddaddy, great, back in 715. That was what was left of him sticking out of the sand in Saint-Tropez. Now we should go into to see the real founding, our greatest grandfather, who really made the loot, which enabled us to spend all day long doing nothing but jerking off in front of millions of people. Here's the book they wrote about your cousin Elvis, you know, who changed his name to Taylor Hill.
Granny?
Yeah?
The New York Times is coming tomorrow, and they were doing a story about this painting called Dark Mead that has been in the family for years, and this is one of our portraits, but we don't know who it is.
That's the first Morgan Washington Rasputin, and he's putting on his pants in a furnished room in Flushing to go west to Colorado.
Why is he running, hurrying to put his pants on?
Because there's been a numbers raid up in Flushing, you know, and he had a good thing going with the numbers. It gave him a $7 a week room and things like that. And he ran, and you can tell he's going to make it because he's got a little smile on his face. They called him Fred Taylor just for short, you know. And I think he did some jazz on the side. But, you know, he went to Colorado and discovered our great brass fortune, which made us all so spoiled and wonderful.
And what is it that the radiator spitting signify?
That signifies talent. The artist had talent, so he put a lot of shit all over the canvas. Now that's called modernity art. In front.
Sebastian's
dead.
I don't have to sing to get the money. I know where my
Aren't
cut
you
is.
glad
I'm going
that
to get it.
Sebastian's dead?
Yes, he's dead.
Aren't you glad, Granny?
I poisoned him. Money's all mine. And with that and my rock fortune, I will own the world. And Uranus, too. I own the world.
I love Granny,
and
don't you?
Uranus. I have the entire Washington, Morgan, Rasputin fortune. And my own personal rock fortune. Punk rock. And I own CBGBs and CBS and RCA and ROCK and boop and rah. And besides, I'm not old Granny. I'm young, handsome Sebastian.
Sebastian!
And I have 30 more years in which to spend that great fortune which I managed to connive out of all of you.
Sebastian, we're so glad that you're alive. You don't know how we were grieving. We were so upset that you were dead, and we really miss you, and we didn't want you dead.
Thank you, girl. I'll send you a bracelet in the morning from Lamston and Company, one of the finest jewelers in New York.
You don't know how happy we are that you're alive and that you're not dead. We're just so happy that we don't get the money, and that makes us even happier.
Yes, I'm gonna give you all lots of money. Don't worry.
That you're not dead.
The only reason I've been hiding is I've been looking for the best lawyer in the United States, and I found him. So now I feel confident of my future, and I'm able to give away a few million to each of you little girls.
Oh. That sheds a whole new light on the story.
You just leave me Texas, and you can have Missouri and Kansas.
And they all lived happily ever after.
Try to inherit some money.
I'd like to.
And the moral of this whole story is that even if you think that somebody has died and who's leaving you a lot of money, don't get too excited because they're probably not dead.
Das ist eine Reportage für das deutsche Fernsehen, halt, over there on the continent. Ich interviewe Taylor, weil das Gemälde zum Verkauf ist. Taylor, wie viel kostet es?
Eins like to one. Anyway, Heidi, after we did our munitions number, and Visconti made that little movie of us called The Damned, we went to America where we met our cousin Bridget Polk, you know. And she was a star of the Andy Warhol film. She was a star of Chelsea Girls. She's a great actress, and this painting is by Gerhard Richter.
Gerhard Richter.
Richter. Gerhard Richter.
Das ist jetzt eine völlig andere Geschichte natürlich.
Do you think I would tell a bunch of strolling television crews the real worth of that painting?
Deswegen. Now we got it.
It's $42. Try to be rich, people. Really, try to be rich. It's fun to be rich. You know, the rich don't know it.
Did you give
I'm
him
telling you for sure. I, who was once poor, you know, a couple hundred years ago, I was once poor, love being rich. It's really fun. And you rich people out there, stop not having fun. You're rich. Have fun, for Christ's sake. Don't go to doctors and things like that. Forget all that stuff. Spend your money. Get terribly bombed and emaciated and ruined and fat and whatever you want to do. For Christ's sake, enjoy those millions. Now, here is the epitome of a millionaire, you know, class and everything. But she looks so sad. No, she looks happy. She looks like Garbo, too. In fact, this is the legitimate daughter of Greta Garbo.
But would you tell me
Valentina.
how do I be happy? How should I be happy?
This is the legitimate daughter of Valentino, excuse me. Of course, Valentina did live with Garbo, but Valentino and Garbo had a brief affair, and this is the legitimate product. And she is so proper that this is the first time she's ever announced that she has no intention of endorsing any products, any T-shirts or anything like that.
No way.
No way.
No way.
And she doesn't want any of her mother's residuals from the movies.
Oh, yes, I do.
Like Queen
Yes, I do.
Oh, she
Oh,
wants
yes, I
some
do.
residuals from the movies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She was so pure before she came on the program. You know, these likes and everything, they do something to you. They corrupt you. They make you want the world, want everything, like Elvis did, according to his latest book, Elvis, What Happened, by somebody named Don Levy. It's a great book. It's really how so-called top names live, you know. It's really sordid, you know. But that's great, too. Elvis was greater as a human than as a singer, frankly. And on to you, dear.
Okay. Well, you were going to tell me how to be happy.
I can do the story, Bill.
The money.
Oh, well.
What's your advice?
I don't know. But the thing is that with
I'm
you
listening.
should be unhappy because you have the
Unhappy.
face, you have a Garbo-esque face.
Yeah.
And it's almost more attractive being unhappy.
Well, that's what I figured. That's why I thought I'd go with
So
that.
just be cool and unhappy and enjoy your
I am. I'm
unhappiness. I mean,
miserable.
there's so many layers of
Totally
happiness.
miserable.
Like,
I mean, I'm very happy being miserable.
like, why not enjoy being poor?
Well, I'm not poor, so
She
I
enjoy
can't.
being miserable because she looks marvelous being miserable. Have
It's
you ever
fun.
seen anyone look so beautiful being
It's
miserable?
fun. It really
I
is.
ask you, Pup,
I like
write in.
I do like it.
Write if you have any names.
It's
of
something to
anyone you
do.
think looks more beautiful.
Something to do.
Being miserable.
You know, it's something to do, being miserable.
Well,
Right?
the thing is, you give pleasure to everyone by being miserable because it
I
makes
know.
you look so exotic.
Yeah.
And you
That's
know,
why I went with it.
something far more valuable and beautiful than any orchid walking the streets looks just looking there. You know, we have our own jungle here in Manhattan.
We
and
do.
that is exotic and full of exotic, beautiful flowers like this woman here. And with all her millions or billions, whatever they may be,
I'm miserable.
she's miserable.
Totally.
So be happy about her misery.
I love
And then
it.
just enjoy how beautiful she looks being miserable. Anyway, this is getting so complicated. We're going to have to get on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That-
Thank you.
You really encouraged me
Oh, really?
very much.
Well, we should look at my grandmother or my.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, in this picture, she weighed 260 pounds, and this is announcing, presenting Bridget Pogue. Bridget is now down to 133 pounds, and is returning to New York next week. In fact, she's cousins. She's coming back to take over the family house.
Oh, what?
For her own, she wants to clean and clean and clean. Anyway, she's one of the great people of our time. I must say, a genius. She was in Andy Warhol's movie Bad, and she was the only good thing about Bad.
Even Nancy Norton. We sing it Freunde Burdens Versen of in the Girl Talk.
Yay.
We like to chat about the dresses that we'll wear tonight. We chew the fat about our tresses and the neighbors fight. Inconsequential things men don't really care to know become essential things women find so apropos. But that's a dame, it's just a game, we're all the same. We call it girl talk, girl talk. We all meow about the ups and downs of all our friends. The who, the how, the why. We dish the dirt, it never ends. The weaker sex, the speaker sex, we mortal girls behold. But though we joke, we wouldn't trade you for a ton of gold. So baby, stay and gab away. say, but hear me say that after girl talk to me. Okay, now
There is going to be a death.
In the
There is
family?
going to be a rape.
Oh, good.
I hope it's me.
An election.
Well,
I hope it's you.
I was raped last week, and you?
There is
No, I
going to
haven't
be
been raped yet.
a
then it's
basketball
you.
game.
I'm still hoping. Have you been raped, Taylor?
It is fun.
No, I have never been raped, unfortunately.
And now we will have a song to round this all up with from Taylor. You do have a song for us, don't you?
I wrote the song that makes the whole world sing. I wrote the song that makes the whole world sing. I wrote the song.
Well, he did write those songs.
Oh,
He wrote those songs, and the whole world is singing. They're singing their hearts out.